Tonight on Paper Highlighter, the drama is hotter than a reunion stage fight, and we've got it all lined up for you. First up, Jasmine's special compliment to Matt sounds romantic until fans realized she'd said the exact same thing to Gino.
I give you this, like you are the best sex I have ever had.
Is it true love, recycled lines, or just the price of a marriage visa? Meanwhile, Kara's late-night partying with old flings has Guillermo's fan club ready to revolt. Did she just cross the ultimate marriage red line, or is this all harmless fun? And then there's Gino. TLC teases him as a player at the golf range, but the internet roasted him so hard, the only game he's winning might be mini-golf. But hold on! Chantel Everett just debuted her new romance with Ashley, and fans can't stop saying he looks suspiciously like her brother River. Sweet new love or spin-off bait? And speaking of comebacks, Vanja just delivered a clapback for the ages, turning nasty comments about her teeth into a viral lesson in confidence. Viewers are calling it both savage and inspiring. Not done yet. Brian's high-octane presence on Before the 90 Days has Reddit in meltdown mode. Some love the energy, others say he's like a toddler on 6 Red Bulls. Love him or loathe him, you can't look away. And finally, a blast from the past. Alan and Kirlyam, one of the franchise's very first couples, just hit their 12-year anniversary. Fans are celebrating, but the old controversies are bubbling right back to the surface. Now buckle up because we're kicking things off with Jasmine, Matt, and one very questionable compliment. Jasmine's fiery romance with Matt just took a turn from sizzling to suspicious after fans caught her whispering a very familiar line, one they swear they've heard before word for word with Gino. Jasmine leaning in, voice low, telling Matt, "You are the best sex I have ever had." Cue Matt's smug little grin, his "you're welcome" delivery, and a smirk that had fans thinking this was his big victory lap. But just seconds later, the internet was in flames. Because wait a second, didn't Jasmine say the exact same thing to Gino? Viewers dove back into old footage, and sure enough, there it was. Same tone, same words, same dramatic flourish. Fan comments came in fast and brutal. "She's recycling lines like she's recycling plastic bottles," one wrote. Another chimed in, "Matt looks like Gino with hair. No wonder she doesn't even have to change the script." Screenshots popped up across Reddit and Instagram with side-by-sides of Jasmine whispering to both men. The captions? "Find the difference challenge. You can't." And then came the bigger theories. Was Jasmine really falling for Matt, or was this all about securing her U.S. footing? Fans noticed her oversized coat in recent episodes, sparking wild pregnancy rumors. When she swapped wine for hot chocolate, people took it as Exhibit B. Baby or visa? Pick one harsh commenter wrote, while another insisted Jasmine was crafting her storyline one recycled line at a time. Still, not everyone was ready to burn the whole romance to the ground. A smaller but vocal group of fans swore Jasmine looks happier, freer, even more at peace with Matt. They argue that maybe the line wasn't fake. Maybe it's her way of reassuring the men she loves. "She's passionate, she repeats herself, who cares?" one viewer defended. But their voices were drowned out by the flood of laughter and memes, branding Jasmine the queen of copy-paste compliments. And poor Matt. The reactions to him were split right down the middle. Some viewers thought his blush and grin showed he's genuinely smitten, a guy finally seeing his wildest dreams come true. Others thought it was straight up tragic. "Run, dude, she's playing you like a fiddle." The kinder comments framed him as a nice guy who doesn't know what he's walked into, while the harsher ones painted him as naive, gullible, and about to become Gino 2.0. The layers don't stop there. Some fans are convinced Jasmine still isn't over Gino, pointing out she called him her meat, hinted she wanted him back, and seemed far more fiery with him than she does with Matt. Others think the opposite, that her calmer energy with Matt is proof this relationship is healthier. But skepticism rules the day. As one viral post put it, This isn't romance, it's a rerun. Don't touch that dial, because the drama isn't slowing down anytime soon. Up next, Kara and Guillermo hit a breaking point as late nights and old flings clash with marriage vows, and the internet is picking sides. Kara's all-night partying and ties to her past have fans sounding the alarm, and Guillermo, once the quiet sweetheart, suddenly has the entire internet in his corner. Reddit threads filled up overnight with one resounding theme: double standards. One top comment reads, "If the shoe was on the other foot, she'd be throwing him out of the house." Another piled on, "She won't even let him chase his dream of flying planes, but she can hang at an ex's house until dawn?" And fans weren't shy about receipts. Clip packages resurfaced of Kara casually admitting she once forgot she kissed another man while married. Twitter X lit up with comparisons, viewers piecing together a pattern. Kara chasing her passions, partying when she pleases, while Guillermo's left holding the family line. The overwhelming consensus online: Guillermo deserves better. Comments poured in like, "Run, bro, she's dripping guilty," and "This isn't jealousy, this is respect." Many fans pointed out that, as parents, the couple should be setting boundaries, and boundaries don't usually include sunrise goodbyes at an ex's house. But not everyone's on the attack. Kara still has defenders, fans who say she's entitled to her independence and her career. Partying isn't the issue, one fan argued. It's about whether you trust your spouse or not. These voices, though, are outnumbered by the storm of criticism raining down. The debate didn't stop with Kara and Guillermo. Fans began comparing them to other franchise couples like Jovi and Yara, or even Angela and Michael, where women's behavior sparks outrage while men get away with worse. One viewer fumed, "If Guillermo did this, Kara would call it cheating." The comments spiraled into broader accusations of hypocrisy, with Kara painted as the poster child for "do as I say, not as I do." Even more pointed, some fans brought Guillermo's sacrifices into the spotlight. One post asked, "She told him no pilot school, but she's still chasing DJ gigs? That's not marriage, that's a leash." The imbalanced narrative has only grown louder, painting Guillermo as the silenced partner who's expected to nod and smile while Kara keeps her nightlife alive. And yet, despite the criticism, some argue this storyline proves why fans keep watching. Kara isn't afraid to live loud, even when it sparks controversy, and Guillermo's stoic responses give viewers the perfect foil. It's drama you can't script, or maybe drama that feels just a little too scripted. Either way, fans are talking, dissecting, and picking sides. By the end of the episode, Guillermo's silence spoke volumes. He didn't scream, didn't storm out, didn't throw the usual 90-day tantrum. Instead, he just looked tired. And that image of resignation hit fans harder than any blow-up fight could. Meme pages ran with it, slapping captions like, "When your wife is out until 4 a.m., put you're too exhausted to care." And Guillermo deserves a medal, not a marriage license. Keep it locked right here because the next scandal is already teeing off. Gino at the golf range claims he's a player, but fans roasted him so hard you won't believe the memes. Within minutes, the comment sections were flooded. One viewer, Tanya, cracked the ice with, "Gino said he's a player." Christina fired back bluntly, "He's a clown." And Nancy sealed the deal with the ultimate dagger. "How is he a player if he doesn't sleep with anyone?" Screenshots of these top comments spread like wildfire across Reddit and Instagram. But the roasting didn't stop there. Meme makers had a field day. Comparisons to Squidward, captions like, "Player of what exactly?" And the recurring gag, "He's not a player, he got played." One viral edit showed Gino swinging, missing the ball completely, with text reading, "Swing and a miss, story of his love life." The takedown escalated when viewers started questioning the storyline itself. Some swore Natalie, Gino's ex, was a hired actress, casting doubt on whether Gino has ever truly been in control of his narrative. Others speculated wildly that his so-called nephew might be a plot twist waiting to explode, with one fan writing, "The only thing he's playing is us." Of course, not every voice was against him. A handful of defenders popped up, arguing Gino is misunderstood. One top fan comment read, "No, Gino's not a player. He's a good man. A one-woman man." Another confessed they actually found him awkwardly lovable and even nostalgic. Back in the day, he was handsome. You can't deny it. But even those rare defenses were drowned in waves of laughter and memes. The irony, the more fans mock him, the more unforgettable he becomes. Gino's not just a cast member anymore. He's a meme factory. Every head adjustment, every awkward line delivery, every golf swing turns into instant content. Whether viewers hate him, pity him, or secretly cheer for him, they're glued to the screen. And TLC knows it because a good roast still equals ratings. One fan summed it up perfectly in a viral post. "Gino isn't a player, he's the game." That's the kind of burn that sticks, and the reason his golf range stunt is now one of the most talked about moments of the season. And just when you think we're done swinging at Gino, the next story takes the drama to a whole new level. Chantel Everett just stepped out with Ashley, and fans say he looks a little too much like her brother River. Trust us, you'll want to see this one. Chantel just hard-launched her relationship with Ashley, and instead of swooning, fans are spiraling, pointing out the one detail that has everyone screaming. He looks eerily like her brother River. Within minutes, social media lit up with brutal comments. "Wait, is she dating River's twin?" one fan posted, racking up thousands of likes. Others went further. "That's not her boyfriend, that's River with a wig." Memes flooded Reddit, split screens of Ashley beside River with captions like, "Spot the difference." And that was just the beginning. Critics accused Ashley of being a poser, a budget River, and even a wannabe storyline. The harsher takes? Fans flat out claimed Chantel was only with Ashley to stay relevant, to angle for the next spinoff. "This is 100% scripted for TV," one viewer wrote. Another added, "Chantel is chasing a check, not love." But not everyone piled on. A small, loyal corner of her fan base rushed in to defend her, pointing out that Chantel looks genuinely happy. "After everything she's been through, let her love who she loves," one supporter posted. Others reminded fans that Chantel deserves a break after years of public heartbreak, Pedro, the messy divorce, and endless family drama. Still, the critics were louder. Some even dragged in Chantel's mom, Karen, saying this proves she was right all along about Chantel making questionable choices. One viral TikTok stitched clips of Karen warning Pedro back in the day with the caption, "Mama tried to tell us." And the comparisons to Chantel's past relationships were everywhere. Remember Drake sliding into her DMs? Fans couldn't stop pointing out how far she's fallen, from almost linking with the superstar to dating, in their words, a knockoff of her brother. Commenters piled on with lines like, "She downgraded hard, and she lost her way." The irony, of course, is that this is exactly what keeps Chantel in the spotlight. Love her or roast her, fans cannot look away. Every photo, every relationship move turns into a headline. Even the small handful of defenders admitted the backlash was overwhelming, with one commenter writing, "I don't love the guy, but wow, y'all are ruthless." Stick around, because the clapback energy coming up next could knock out a heavyweight. Vanja's savage response to the trolls dragging her teeth has gone viral, and fans are calling it a masterclass in shade. After weeks of trolls tearing into her teeth, Vanja finally hit record and fired back. The result? A viral moment that has fans rethinking where the line between critique and cruelty really lies. The video dropped on Instagram first, then ricocheted across TikTok and Reddit. Within hours, it was everywhere. Vanja wasn't pleading, she wasn't angry, she was calling out the culture head on. "You think a comment about my teeth is harmless?" she asked. "It's not. It lands like a punch." Fans were floored. One Reddit user confessed, "I felt dragged, but in the best way. She held up a mirror we didn't want to look into." Another admitted they'd made a joke about her before, but after watching the clapback, they realized how mean it sounded. On TikTok, duet after duet popped up with fans nodding, clapping, even tearing up as they praised her confidence. But of course, trolls will troll. Some double down, insisting Vanja was too sensitive or using the hate for clout. Those voices got drowned out fast, though, as support for Vanja's video only grew. Her sharp humor kept the message from feeling like a lecture. One viral comment summed it up perfectly. She didn't cry, she didn't beg, she roasted the haters and came out glowing. And the ripple effect was bigger than just Vanja. Her clapback sparked a wider conversation about reality TV audiences. Fans ask whether they've crossed the line, forgetting that cast members are real people, not cartoon characters. We sign up to debate storylines. We don't sign up to shred someone's smile, one post read. Even media blogs picked it up, framing Vanja's post as a turning point in the way reality stars are reclaiming their narratives. Think less damage control, more empowerment. She turned the shade into spotlight, the insult into influence. And fans have loved the delivery. She didn't just defend herself. She flipped the whole thing into a masterclass in shade. Jokes, charm, and just enough bite to make sure the point stuck. Behind every meme, there's a person who has to read it. That line alone sparked a wave of retweets and reposts. Don't touch that dial, because the fan chatter is about to get even louder. Up next, Brian's over-the-top energy has viewers split. Some say he's unforgettable, others say he's unbearable. The very first Reddit post lit the fire. I was excited to finally see a wheelchair user on this show. But wow, Brian drives me crazy. The comments even included the pun no one could resist. I can't stand him. And from there, the floodgates opened. Fans tore into every detail. "He's like a toddler after 6 cans of Red Bull," one viewer groaned. Another said, "Watching him makes me need a stiff drink and a nap." Memes compared him to a cartoon character with captions like, "Brian nails on a chalkboard in HD." But the backlash wasn't just jokes. Some viewers admitted they wanted to root for him because of the representation he brings. One amputee fan posted, "I was so excited to see someone like me on screen, but I just can't get past the grating personality." That bittersweet reaction captured the tension, support for inclusivity, frustration at the package it came in. And it didn't stop with Brian. Commenters quickly dragged other cast members into the debate, sparking a showdown, Brian versus Lauren. One fan wrote, "Lauren makes my skin crawl." Another clapped back, "Nope, Brian wins this round. At least Lauren is tolerable with subtitles." The argument spiraled with gifs of eye rolls, face palms, and yes, Red Bull cans flying across the threads. Still, not everyone was ready to cancel him. A few brave defenders argued that Brian is just high energy, that he's entertaining if you don't take him too seriously. "He's unforgettable," one supporter insisted. Another added, "At least he's not boring." Those voices were drowned in a storm of memes, but they exist, tiny lifeboats in a sea of criticism. By midweek, Brian had officially entered polarizing territory, the hallmark of any reality star who makes it big. Love him or loathe him, you're still watching. And the producers know exactly what they're doing. His antics, his interruptions, even the way the camera lingers on him. They're milking the chaos for maximum reaction. One fan nailed it in a viral tweet. Brian is unforgettable for all the wrong reasons, and that's why we can't stop talking about him. Whether he's grating, hilarious, or both, he's become the season 7 lightning rod, pulling attention, sparking debates, and keeping fans glued to their screens. And just when you think we've hit peak chaos, the next story takes us back to where it all began. Alan and Kirlyam, one of the franchise's very first couples, just celebrated 12 years together, and the internet has a lot to say about their love and their controversies. Alan the American meets Kirlyam, a stunning young Brazilian, and their journey to marriage plays out in raw, unpolished fashion. For many fans, they were the blueprint, proof the experiment could lead to real love. Fast forward to now, they're still married, still smiling, raising a family, and sharing anniversary posts that lit up the fandom. The anniversary post shared by 90 Day Fiancé Update caught fire almost instantly. Sweet comments poured in. They were my favorite couple, a truly normal couple. Back when 90 Day Fiancé was real. Fans called Kirlyam amazing, Alan lucky, and praised the family's ability to stay out of scandal. In a franchise dominated by chaos, the couple's longevity felt like a breath of fresh air. But here's where it gets messy, because the internet never forgets. Alongside the congratulations came a tidal wave of uncomfortable reminders. Commenters dragged up Alan meeting Kirlyam when she was very young. Wasn't she 12 when he met her? One asked. Another wrote, he met her as an adult and she was 12. Super creepy. Suddenly, what should have been a sweet anniversary turned into a battleground of old controversies. Critics accused Alan of being controlling in the early years. Remember how he dimmed her light? One fan posted. Others pointed out the power imbalance from their beginnings, arguing that the couple's origin story still feels unsettling more than a decade later. The nostalgia factor only added fuel. Many fans contrasted Alan and Kirlyam's quiet, genuine story with today's cast, often accused of chasing clout, building influencer brands, or creating over-the-top drama. Back when 90 was real, one nostalgic post read, now it's just a casting agency for wannabes. Some said seeing Alan and Kirlyam again made them miss the old days, when the show felt like a true social experiment. Still, the split reaction is undeniable. Half the fandom sees Alan and Kirlyam as the franchise's golden couple, the proof that love can last. The other half sees shadows in their backstory, controversies that were never fully addressed. That tension is exactly what makes this anniversary so talked about. It's both a celebration and a reminder of how complicated the 90 universe has always been. If you loved this tea, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a drop. Drop your hottest takes in the comments. We're reading them all. And follow us on socials for even more unfiltered gossip between uploads. And here's your tease. Tomorrow, we've got a bombshell brewing that could flip a fan favorite couple upside down. You do not want to miss it. This is Paper Highlighter, your daily dose of reality TV realness. Stay messy, stay curious, and we'll catch you next time.